Well, greetings Exiles, hope you're all keeping well. We are back here once again on Exile Lands. This is part 2 of the previous episode, where if you remember we looked at how to learn sorcery, and at the end of that video I also mentioned a little cave that you can come to farm crystal from. It's actually quite easy to find where I am here. I am right here on the map. You can just see by that marker there, Hanneman's Tomb, I think it's called, Hanneman's Grotto, sorry, that's how you pronounce it. And on the river, if we come up a bit again, our little base is just about here, and this is the Sentinels. So if you're looking for it, it would be grid H and number 3, so H3. So I've run up from here. We're just about to go into this little cave behind me here. I've got Patch, my farming horse, and Holly, who's a fighter that we've got with us. Brought Patch with us just to show you. I mean, I won't probably get enough because I'll be here long otherwise, but just to show the idea that if you have a horse with you, it's handy. If you do get a lot of crystal, if you can't carry it, you can pop it on your horse and get them to carry it for you. Now there is a boss at the back of this cave. Well, there's two bosses actually. There's I think you would call them imps. We might have to fight a few more when we go in. But there is an imp boss further down, and there's also a guy at the back where you can turn in the hearts for different things. But we're not going that far in. We're just going so far in just so I show you where this crystal is. And then we'll head back to base. I'll talk about some of the things you need crystal for and what else you can do with it, because you can also turn it into glass as well, which is used for other things, but we'll talk about those in a second. So for the minute, let's head on in. It will go dark for a second a little bit, I think, but yeah, got some more of these guys to deal with. Watch me miss. Yeah, Holly will hopefully deal with them. But what you want to do is just work your way in here, and there we are. See all this yellowy orange glow that you can see, this is all crystal. Sorry about that. So if you bring a pick in, you just start hacking away at all this. I mean, you would be here for quite a while, so if you need quite a lot. If we just have a look at my inventory there, yeah, I've only got a small amount there, but as you can see, I am gaming crystal. So it's fine, it's just good to bring a thrall in with you, so that if any of these guys try to come out, they are a little pathetic imp type things, but well, you can see there, your thrall will just deal with them. I mean, you can pick these by hand. But as you'll see, if I stand here picking this by hand, I want to get like 1 or 2 at a time, and I'd be here forever. So yeah, there's plenty of it, as you can see here, all around this little bit. You would get a decent amount. What you probably don't want to do is head down in there. I don't think there's any more through there, but maybe a tiny bit there, but there is a little imp boss just around that corner. He's not too tough, but oh, he's just there. He's not too bad, but we're not here for him. So you could get that crystal that's there if you feel up to it, send your thrall in to kill him and then get that. But you've got all this in here. All you want to do is just to then finish up what you're doing, and then you can just run back out. And that, like I say, for where we are for our little base, is not a bad little spot at all. As I say, it's quite near to the base, so it's quite helpful for us. And especially if you're just starting out, it's not too difficult, as you can see there. So what I'll do now is, I will head back to base, and I'll cut the video out here, and I will catch you back at base in a couple of minutes while we'll look at the crystal. Here we are back at base, once again, our little spot on the river just here by the Sentinels. You farmed all your crystal. I mean, I know I haven't got a great load there, but just for this demonstration we'll say I've got some. As you know, with your thaumaturgy bench, if you want to craft it, which is under sorcery. If I go to click on that, it's going to tell me I don't have enough. I need stone, crystal and an iron bar. So once you find your iron bars, make it really easy, make them in here. So you just pop some wood or some coal in, stick your iron ore in, and that will turn into iron bars for you. And then you can use your iron bar, your crystal and your stone that you found from literally here, there's tons of it. Make the armature bench, which we went through that in the previous video. And if you haven't seen that video, there will be a link for it at the end of this video. Do go back and check that out so you'll know what we're doing. And you'll find out in that where to go learn sorcery, and also what the armature bench is and what you can do with it. So do check that video out, like I said, link in the end of the video. But back to what we're doing now. So we've got our crystal, made our armature bench with it. There are lots of other things you can craft with crystal as well, but another thing is, if we look at our bench here, we've got some crystal, but next to that we've got some glass. Now glass is, if you turn your furnace on, that crystal will be melted into glass, and glass again is used for many different building pieces and other items in the game. But with Age of Sorcery, you will need glass flasks for when you collect soul essence or blood sacrifices, those sort of things like that with your sacrificial stone. But in order to make that glass flask, if you haven't found any, you'll need one of these, a glass flask mould. And to make the mould, all you do is make sure that you've unlocked it in your feats, and you've got iron bars, and as you'll see there, that will craft up in your inventory using those iron bars, and as you can see I've now got 2. And use your glass flask, as I say, for lots of other things as well, not just for sacrificial stuff, but water filled glass flasks. That's how you make them on this bench. You would need, like I say, your glass flask mould, and then you can come up here to your glass flask, which tells me I need a mould and 3 pieces of glass. Let's craft one of those. And there we have it. There's our glass flask, and then if I remember correctly, if it says you need a water filled glass flask, all you need to do is get yourself to a water supply. It'll take you off your hotbar, and as you can see we now have a water filled glass flask. So that's how you get the water filled glass flask if you need that for any crafting, or if it's just a plain glass flask for the sacrificial items, that's how you make them on your casting table. So yeah, really quick and easy. Nice and simple. Glass flask mould, made out of iron bars, plenty of glass, which is glass again. Don't do all your crystal. If you get a few thousand, you can split it in half, keep half as crystal, turn half into glass. You just start that off there, you'll see at the bottom right. That's crafting glass for me. I have got that turned up just so it's doing quicker, just so that you can see what's happening. But that is how you do that, and that is literally where we get crystal from. So if you've just started out and you're on Noob River, if you've got a little base, this is where I am, right here next to the sentinels. You just want to come back here to this little cave, and you could get, if you've got a decent pick, so iron or even higher, the better your pick is. Even a stone pick will give you some, but if you wait till you can get to iron even, you will be absolutely fine with that, and that will set you on the way for getting some crystal in your builds. Crystal or even glass if you need it, so if you're building the stone glass build pieces for example, that might require you to have some. So there you go guys, I hope you found this helpful. Like I said, this is part 2. Hopefully have some more of those little guides to come in the future. If you guys have any questions, do feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. I do try and answer the comments if I can, or if I'm not sure of the answer, I will do my very best to put you in the direction of somebody who may well know. And just before I go, on a side note, as I'm sure a lot of you are aware, especially on console, I am on the PS5. there was a lot of issues at launch when the game launched, and I did hear that on Friday, this is currently Sunday when I'm recording this, Friday a patch did go into certification, but we didn't know how long that was going to take, because obviously the certification process can take a bit because it's quite a big patch. But it actually released today, Sunday, as I say. I am on single player at the moment, but I've been on my server, checked everything, and from what I can see at the moment, everything that was bugged is now fixed. So huge shout out to Funcom, I call that a win. Well done to the dev team there for getting that patch worked on as quick as they could, and getting it into certification and getting it out to console players so that we can be enjoying this new patch hopefully a lot better. And yeah, do consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up on this video if you found it useful. Just helps to get more eyes on these videos. I'm looking at doing a bit of Conan content, something different for the channel. And yeah, hopefully now we can hopefully just start live streaming some gameplay on my private server, which I've actually at max level, and I have upgraded my Sorcerer Tome a few times just to see what it's all about, start having a look at the spells, and we'll just do some streams on sometimes during the week. I think just have a run around, just explore the map again, see what new stuff we can find, and a little bit of sorcery and do some of the challenges we've got. So anyway, that is it for today. Thanks for checking this one out, guys. As I say again, link should be on screen now for the previous video. If you haven't seen it, do go check it out. And while you're there, why not have a look at other content on the channel, and I'll hopefully speak to you guys soon. Take it easy, guys. Bye for now.